After a major disaster, apart from securing shelter, obtaining a source of clean water will be critical for survival. A person can only go 3 days without water before succumbing to dehydration. Most individuals in an urban environment do not have enough water stored on hand to last them a day. If the water were to be shut off to your house today, would you have a plan to ensure your family will have an adequate amount of water for survival for at least a week? And even if you do store water, have you actively rotated your water and kept it up to make sure it's safe to drink? In this video, we'll discuss a revolutionary product that has hit the emergency preparedness market that is a plug-and-play system that is easy to set up and forget, allowing a family of 4 to store enough water for up to a week that is always fresh and safe to drink without any filtration required. So stick around. Hey YouTube, welcome to City Prepping. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing to get updates for videos discussing self-sustainability, emergency preparedness, and gear reviews like this video. If you enjoy the video, please remember to click the like button below. Water is one of those items that people realize they need for an emergency, but often don't get around to storing it. For those that are just starting out getting serious about emergency preparedness, there are various reasons as to why people don't store enough water, including feeling overwhelmed with not knowing where to start, not wanting to put a bunch of big blue 55-gallon water storage barrels around their house that will draw unwanted attention, not certain how to treat and store the water, and not knowing whether it will be safe to drink when the time comes. In the past, I've done videos on my channel about water storage, and I often get questions like this one when it comes to the safety of drinking water that has been stored for a long time. Has anyone taken a sip of water from long-term storage? I'm thinking over 2 years. There's so many YouTubers telling us how to store water for long-term, but I've only heard of one person who did try it and she said it was not good. Are we all storing water and assuming it will be just like our tap water? I know that still water can have algae growth. All these challenges can be intimidating for those just getting into prepping, and as a result, some people simply never get around to setting up their water storage. A company named Waterfall came up with a solution that solves these problems. They recently approached me asking if I'd be willing to review their product, the Waterfull Barrel, which I'll cover in this video. If at any time you want to check out this product, I'll put a link in the description section below. In this video, I'll share with you some of the features, what makes it unique, how to use it, and some other things to consider if you're serious about picking up one of these. So let's jump in. So what is a Waterfull barrel and what makes it different from any other water storage option? This particular barrel allows you to hook up to your water faucet, and through a proprietary technique they came up with, the barrel stays pressurized with 30 gallons of water. On the other end of the barrel, you simply hook up another water hose to the faucet at the bottom, and when used, you are constantly rotating the water to ensure it's drinkable should a disaster strike. It's constructed with food-grade plastic that's BPA-free, with added UV inhibitors, which keeps it safe to drink directly from the barrel with no filtration. By setting this up, you effectively have a plug-and-play water storage system that requires no cleaning, doesn't stand out, and is constantly fresh, ready to drink. So let's take a look at how to set it up. Set it up next to a faucet with the barrel's top faucet in an easy-to-access place, along with the bottom faucet in a place you can easily connect a water hose to. Once it fills up, it will weigh about 300 pounds, so make sure you get everything in line the way you want it before filling it up. Connect the pressure reducer that it ships with to your faucet. Then connect the safe-to-drink water hose to your house's faucet on one end and connect the other end to the top faucet of the barrel. Make sure the lower faucet is closed and then open the valve on the faucet coming from your house and allow the barrel to fill up. While filling the barrel up, be sure to leave the relief valve at the top open so air can escape. Once the barrel is full and water overflows out of the top relief valve, close it off. Then place the lid on top of the barrel. You've now got pressurized water that you can start using for everyday tasks like watering your lawn, washing your car, or anything else you use your water faucet for. The typical inlet water pressure to a home is about 40 to 45 psi, so you will notice that the pressure coming out of this barrel will be slightly reduced at 25 psi. How would you use this if there was an emergency? If there's an emergency and you need to get water, the first step is to turn the water faucet off coming from your home and disconnect it to prevent any contamination coming into your barrel. Then take the lid off the top, open the relief valve, and then you can get water out by simply opening the faucet at the bottom. It's that easy. In order to maintain it, you simply have to turn off the water faucet periodically and you've got a fresh supply of water. Again, the thing that makes this really stand out is the ease to set it up and use it if needed, along with the fact that you've got a fresh water supply that doesn't require rotation or maintenance. When the Waterfull company approached me about reviewing this product, I did have some questions which I was sure my subscriber base would ask me as well. The first question is, what makes this barrel unique compared to a typical 55-gallon barrel you can pick up on Walmart? First of all, it has built-in UV inhibitors, meaning it can be left outside without it degrading. It is significantly stronger and does not require you rotate your water supply. It's a bit more compact and blends into your environment. I have mine in my backyard and it looks like it belongs there. If I were to have a blue 55-gallon barrel in my backyard, it would be a bit of an eyesore. This can also be advantageous for apartment dwellers that may have only a small patio and don't want to draw attention on a large barrel. I get asked that question a lot when it comes to apartments and smaller living spaces. Where can I store my backup water? I think this barrel offers a solution for this group. Also, it is significantly thicker. The barrel is up to ½ an inch thick. They did a puncture test which resulted in the plastic being able to withstand a puncture up to 250 pounds per square inch. Another question I knew that was going to come up was in regards to why not just rely on your hot water heater for a backup water solution over this option. Obviously this is an option, but you need to have a filtration system in place to drink the water that comes out. With that amount of sediment built up and or rust over the years, water heaters should never be your first source of water, but rather a backup option. The Waterfull Barrel really has the advantage over a water heater because it's drinkable, lead-free, built with FDA food-grade plastic, BPA-free, and UV protected. Easy to flush out mineral buildup, and ease of access. So one of the biggest questions I had for them after initially being contacted was in regards to the pricing. At the time of this video, the barrel comes in at $475 plus shipping. While I didn't go into an explanation of the process and cost it takes to make one barrel, I know many will see this price point as prohibitive. Many of my subscribers are very frugal and resourceful and probably already have invested in water storage options and may see this as too expensive and unnecessary, which I completely understand. But this product will probably make sense to the casual prepper, the person that might feel intimidated by going full steam with prepping and wants to make sure they have the necessary supplies on hand that will not require a lot of time and attention on their part to maintain. We did spend a little time on the phone discussing the price point in more detail, and they explained that when creating this product, they had these 4 factors in mind. Number 1, drinkability. They made sure that all the parts that touch this barrel are safe to drink. Most of the barrel had to be built within the United States to ensure this was the case. Obviously, outsourcing something like this to China would drive the price down significantly. But then you'd have to deal with a safety issue, which kind of defeats the purpose of this product. They wanted to keep it pressurized to ensure the water could be circulated. They couldn't find anyone that had done this before, and they had to build this concept from scratch. By keeping it pressurized, the water can be circulated to ensure it's always fresh, removing the need to maintain the water supply. The other factor was durability. It has to be rugged enough to sit outside in some harsh conditions without being compromised. The last requirements was aesthetics. It had to blend in and not overly large, making it an eyesore. I mentioned this before, but I think they really succeeded. So here's my final thoughts on this product. I get approached daily by companies and individuals asking me to promote their product on my channel. With about 80% of the requests, I simply ignore them as they're usually just junk. Around 10% I'll chat with and usually come to the conclusion that their product will not be a right fit despite the financial payments they're willing to make. Another 5% I'll try out and simply send back because they're not up to my standards, and of the remaining 5%, they make it on my channel. I chose this product despite the fact that it has a high price point because I know that there will be some individuals who see the value in a plug-and-play solution that takes the guesswork out for them of how to set it up, clean it, and rotate their emergency water supply. They simply want to have the peace of mind that if there's an emergency, their water supply will absolutely be ready. I'd like to hear your feedback and thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoy this video, please feel free to like or share on social media. As always, be safe out there.
You gonna help me film the video? What is it? What do you think, girl? Huh? You're not gonna help? Oh, you want belly rubs? Okay.